Hey there, Richard Matharoo here. So isn't it frustrating as a network marketer when you think it's going well with the presentation and the person's going, yeah, and then at the end they go, well, I would do this, but, and they give you an objection. I don't have the time, don't have the money, looks good for you but not for me, next month. All these type of things. Now, I don't care which one of those excuses or objections that you're receiving right now, the most common, I'm going to help you overcome whatever it may be right now here in this video. I'm going to tell you a quick story that will hopefully help you remember this point, and I'm going to guide you through a quick strategy that is free that you're able to do to kind of audit what you're doing, reveal some mistakes, and be able to fix them to get more yeses from your prospects, more team members, more customers, and more sales. So let's just dive straight in with that. So way back when, I mean, I'm 38 now, way back when I was 5 years old, we moved to the area where I now live. So I started in the second year of primary school. And of course I'm nervous, so the teacher buddied me up with a friend. And that friend remained my friend all the way through until an unfortunate incident I'm going to tell you about in a second. So we were friends all through our childhood, right? And we always used to be quite academically bright together, but the funny thing was my friend always beat me by 3 or 4% in every single test, all going through school. And it kind of got to the point where, man, you know, this was just funny. He would wind me up about it, and some days it would annoy me, and some days we would laugh about it, just boys being having fun, right? And then what happened was I noticed his grades were slipping. I'm like, oh, what did you get? I got 80, you must have got 83. He's like, no, like 70. I'm like, really? Oh, I got 90, what did you get? I got 60. I'm like, what? How did you get 60%? What's the matter? And then I realized he'd actually got in a situation where he'd got with the wrong crowd, he'd allowed himself to be influenced, and he continued to hang around with a crowd that were using drugs. And he was now using them too. And that's what was causing the dip of his behavior. Now, unfortunately, it didn't end there. My friend, taken under the influence of drugs one evening, he walked out onto a road and he got hit by a van. And it put him in a coma. It gave him permanent brain damage. It damaged the sight in one of his eyes. It broke some bones. He was in a coma for quite a long time. His future, as he knew it, which was bright, was just gone. So that always stuck with me, how he'd got into that situation. And when I became a father, I was like, how am I going to help my daughter avoid that type of danger? And I thought, well, the best advice I could have given my friend if I was mature enough and in retrospect was, don't hang around with those people. Don't put yourself in that situation. Don't you use your behavior to align yourself with this thing that's only going to lead to tears, right? And that's the same way that you can help overcome objections in your business. You're stopping your growth and your success, and maybe even keeping yourself in a horrible situation financially, mentally, simply because you're creating these objections without realizing it. So for example, if you're always getting, like you've got all these different people, right? All these different people, and they're all different demographic, different background, different financial circumstances. But all of these people are all saying to you, I don't have the money. Well, if they're all different, how can it be the same thing for all of them? If you keep getting this common objection, or I don't have the time. Well, you've all got different jobs, different schedules. Why are you all feeling the same way? So I came to the conclusion when I started getting these excuses all the time, maybe it's something that I'm doing. Maybe I'm putting this seed of doubt into their mind on that particular area. And it was, because the number one objection that I was receiving was the number one objection that I had when I was joining the company. It was the money. I don't think I have the money. It was, to me, it was a big joining fee. $500 for me was a lot of money back then. I had a lot of debt. So I realized that I was kind of portraying that in my vocabulary, in my mannerisms, and oh, it's a really big financial decision. So they felt like it should be for them too. So here's how we can identify if you're doing this too and fix it. You want to audit the entire process of your business from start, so as in your marketing, the initial stuff that you put out there on social media, the conversations, the scripts you're using, whatever it may be, how you go find people, right through to someone giving you a decision. Okay, right through this. Presentation, all these different steps. We want to take a look at that. Now, how can you do that? Because you want to be able to focus on this. What I advise you to do is to buddy up with either someone that's in your team, or maybe you're in a Facebook group or a networking group, and you can get somebody who would like to do this in their network marketing business as well, so you can help each other out. It's not going to cost you anything, right? And what I advise you to do is to have this audit. So I want you to, both of you, to take a look over each other's actions. Stand in the third person and look at your social media presence. How would you feel about what this person is saying if you didn't know it was you? Try and be completely objective and have the other person say the same as well. And then look at the presentation. Record yourself giving them a presentation. How would you set it up? How would you send it? What would you say? What would you do? What questions do you ask? How do you ask that decision of, do you want to get started? Record this. Okay, they're going to know you're recording it. You're doing it for each other. And then audit it. Okay, where could I improve? Am I actually talking too much about this area? Did I completely miss the ball on that when I thought I was doing well with it? There's going to be things revealed because the way it sounds in our head is often not what's coming out of our mouth. And then the way in which we're saying things is often not how we feel on the inside. So it's very revealing for you to be able to see this. And then what you can do is, based off of this audit, and I would recommend you do this every month until you're happy with your numbers, and then to be professional and maintain the numbers, I recommend you do this every single month. Once a month, probably going to take you about 60-90 minutes, so it's less than half an hour a week of an average. You get together with your buddy, maybe there's a group of you, do it for each other, and you audit your business monthly from start to finish, make adjustments, and then you're going to adjust the results too. So you do the audit, monthly audit, you review it, you make the adjustments, and then you review the results again. This is how businesses are built. In network marketing is no different. I'm here to teach you what works in the professional field. I could give you a script and that kind of thing, and I can definitely help you with that. But what I'd rather do is, instead of giving you a way to put the fire out, is let's not start it in the first place. That just is way easier, right? Instead of panicking around for a fire extinguisher, well, how about we remove the need for one altogether? And that's what this will allow you to do. So now, I hope did that help? Did that make sense? You're like, oh man, yeah, I don't need all these clever scripts and things to learn. I can just be better at what I'm doing, and there's a way for I to do that. I hope it did. You can stop getting that #1 objection. Now, what I'd also like to invite you to is a free web class. If you're in the market for some more training, it's completely free. It's called On Track. I do a particular 12-month process that allows me to get record years. I'm on my 8th consecutive record year. And people ask me, how do you continue to grow so quickly? Just look, stump. I'm like, no, I manufacture it. Once a year I sit down and do a process and then go through that process. It's like a recipe for success. It's working really well. So I'm going to share that with you, one time only, on a live web class. You can see information about that on richardmatharoo.com/on track. I'll put the link beneath this training. You can find it in the text area very easily, and it's free to register for that training. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than an excuse. I hope this training has helped you. If it did, give me a like, let me know. I love hearing about how things are useful for you. It makes my time and effort worthwhile. And have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. Bye for now.